Ari Shaffir, man, good to see you, bro.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, are you living in Austin now?
No, New York.
Are you still living in New York?
I'm just publicly, every time I'm there, there's so many fucking pictures. So everyone's like, I guess you must be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do 2 feet without somebody posting a picture.
And they're pretty immediate over there, too.
Yeah.
Like the second you're there, you show up on social media.
Yeah, you're like, it's almost like, hey, how's the crowd I'm about to go on? I noticed you. They just post you there. Like, oh, all right, they're pretty good.
Are you amazed at the success of Austin or with the comedy scene in Austin? What do you think about it?
It's exciting. For sure, it's exciting. They got some shit to overcome if they want to be the real scene.
Yeah?
Yeah, they need to know where they're weak. They don't.
Oh, where they're weak, the comedians, you mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of like ass kissing there. It's like, we're great, and you really got to focus on why we're terrible. Self-hating was always drive you better than celebration.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if there's as much self-hatred there.
Yeah, the store, especially when you started going there, like right after me, it was like nobody was there. Like, we suck. We fucking suck. It's obvious. No one's here to see us. So let's try to be better.
Yeah, they've kind of started out like doing well.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Jean Benet of comedy.
Yeah,
sort of.
4-year comics with like serious road draws. You're like, oh, you need that fucking struggle time. You started with a spotter. That's not the best way to work out.
I didn't even really think about that.
Yeah, but it's still exciting. It's a new burgeoning scene, and that's pretty exciting. You know, there's no Hollywood there to fuck it up, to like ship people away from what they're doing. So they're really just concentrating on jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've no, like at first I was like, what's this gonna be like? You know, it seemed like a lot of like you know, when Joe went, but then also Tom Segura went, which is huge. And a lot of comedians went. Like,
I think the bigger thing is those 5-6-year comics that are going, and in 10 years, it's a long game to make that scene something. And in 10 years, they're going to be the best comics.
Right.
And they're going to be Austin comics.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's kind of the last time I was there, I was like, you could go up and down that street and do kind of 5 sets in a night if you wanted. And I was like, well, that is
part's nice.
Yeah, that's
but do
nice.
you ever, I mean, I don't know how you are normally. You're so fucking big now. It's pretty cool. But like, I talked with Shane too. I'm like, can you go up and like get an honest rep anymore?
Oh, that's a good question. Especially Shane, I feel like is the biggest guy in the world right now.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like, I don't even know who I would compare him to.
He's like he's like
Dane Cook.
Yeah, at the time. When Dane was Dane.
Shane and Dane.
Buddy cops. Where they don't do anything. They just get drunk instead. And Dane just goes, come on, don't drink. And Shane just keeps drinking, and then they never solve a crime.
Dane has a big idea, and then Shane just
seems gay.
Raises his eyebrow at him.
And he's like, all right, I won't.
Seems gay. That's hilarious. That'd be the best. That'd be the best. Cop.
Nothing happens every single episode. Just sit there, kind of half argue. Yeah, you need an honest rep. There's times where I go up in New York and it's a big applause, and sometimes I go up and it's like one guy's like that, and I'm like, oh, nice. Okay, this is gonna be I'll really tell if my jokes are good this time.
This is gonna be fair.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of the people from the podcast or that that realm or whatever people that podcast. It's like a lot of the audiences know us.
Yeah, so
they just see us so much, you know?
Going ahead of time, they already know your backstory.
Yeah. They saw so many, I mean, they've seen so many clips or for you or things that are out there, you know? And a lot of it's stuff that we didn't even make. It's like other channels making shit. It's like, you know, like I know there's like Legion of Skanks has like extra channels that are always just making their shit and putting it out.
Yeah.
And it's great stuff, but it's like, so then that just gets so much of it out there.
Yeah. I remember doing one time when I was doing that Jew special, I would do Q&As to like, what do you want to know about Jews? And sometimes they'd be like, what's Theo Vaughn like? I'm like, no, just Jew questions. And then one time in Houston, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. They said something about Bird. I was like, all right, Bird did that, whatever. And then Tom, and I was doing that. And then this black couple, this guy, so just raising your hand. He raised his hand. I was like, yeah, question. He goes, who are all those people? And I was like, oh, right. Yeah, you don't know the backstory. I can't do shit like that.
Yeah. Well, black people started podcasting a lot more last year.
Yeah, they just figured out how to get online.
Oh.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out the password. They keep changing their phone numbers too much. It's linked to an old phone number.
That could be true, yeah. They're like, oh, this is my aunt's email account.
Is this your address? Who's asking? But who's asking?
Yeah, some guy putting his home address for his email address, dude.
Disguises to enter into a password. Like, I don't know how it works. Anyway, they finally hired some white Jew out of college to run it for him. And now it's all running great.
I am curious about Austin. I'm curious because last time I was there, just this energy, There is a lot of excitement. The club will be sold out. I mean, Joe's club will be sold out forever.
So you sell it in seconds.
Yeah, but even you go to some of those other rooms. You go to Red Band's room next door. You go to, there's the Black Cat or something.
Black Rabbit.
Yeah, Black Rabbit.
My problem is also I can't get any on it. I'm a star there.
Yeah.
So that's not. It's fun. It was like, do you remember the Laugh Factory open mic?
Yes.
So Laugh Factory open mic.
Signing up for it and sitting outside.
You can only do once a month, and that's what kept you in comedy because you're like, I will kill. And the store open mic was like made you think about quitting.
Yeah.
But like, it was so good. You need that once in a while. It's just a victory lap. That's how Austin is for me. No matter where I go, I'm like, yes! And I'm like, all right, I can't work on anything here.
It's probably because you and Rogan have been friends for so long. You've just been, so intertwined with a lot of those guys. Yeah. And because you've done so much work yourself.
But for new comics, you can get that honest rep there. And that's what's exciting to me.
Yeah.
And I think to Joe also. He's trying to build a scene, not just a club.
Yeah. I think he's doing it. I mean, he pushes. Yeah. At the end of every episode, he asks everybody, he's like, so, you moving Austin?
Oh, yeah. He tries so
really
hard.
Does it. Yeah.
He tries so hard. I try to tell him the reasons why. They don't make sense to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like an influencer town. Yeah. He's like, no, you just get a place 45 minutes away with armed guards every mile. And it's like, okay, that's not gonna be my reality, bud.
Yeah, he has people just shooting on it tablets.
No, it's close. They just get airlifted into the club and get airlifted back.
It's easy, man.
Yeah, but it's such a fun time.
It is fun.
Oh my God, it's a vacation every time you go there. You can treat it right. You fill up your own drinks. That's how every club should be. I'm an adult. I get free drinks. Why do I got to bother this bartender?
Yeah.
Let me just make my drinks. And people are like, doesn't he lose a lot of money? They're like, a bottle of it costs $60.
Right.
No.
Like, yeah, if that's that much of the stress, then you guys are having a tough time anyway.
Yeah. You make a little money. You see your friends with nothing to do when you're there.
Getting to be in there, people don't realize you get to meet whoever Joe had on his show that day. Is gonna be at the club that night.
Some congresspersons there. You're like, hello. Anyway, we're about to make some Holocaust jokes. Do you want to stay in for this, or it's on you? But
he's like, I wrote a couple myself.
We're like, I think I could fuck AIDS out of a chick. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Maybe we'll leave.
But it does feel energetic there. I'm seriously considering getting trying to get a little house there, someplace where I can be there more often because I want to be able to work on comedy more. I do feel like I get a real rep for comedy when I'm here, actually.
Interesting.
If it's not a show that I put on,
right.
Then you get up because I feel like LA, like
at least some rep, some like that. I might know you. But I'm not a ticket buyer for Theo Vaughn.
Right.
So you got to win me over a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe I'm not a fan at all.
Right. Maybe I don't like you.
Yeah.
New Austin scene's pretty cool. We never had a third real scene. And
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's nice.
And at first I didn't think, I was like, oh, we'll never really be able to compete. But as I've gone back, I feel like, it is.
I don't think it has to compete. That's the problem too. You get into that where it's like, I come to LA, I spent a little time hating it the way I hated religion for a while when I left. And now I'm like, it's cool. And I get back to LA, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get some burritos. I'm gonna see some friends. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a great new extra thing. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like which one's better. It's like, well, we don't have to live there. Yeah. He's always like, you got to move here.
Yeah.
Chill.
But it is cool though.
The bars are cool. The honky tonks away from where he built that club is still cool.
Yeah, 6th Street is a violent atmosphere of people vomiting on one another.
It always was.
And then they put horses, there's a horse comes by every 40 minutes and just shits everywhere.
Just shits. Like, let's add this to the mix. Let's add it. Let's up it now. Less violence and like people are ready to go and barf and puke and drunkenness. Let's add horse shit and then sit back and watch from a safe distance atop a stallion.
Yeah, there's just occasionally there's just horses shitting out there. And one of the horses they said was an undercover cop. I'm like, who gives a fuck? I'm like, who's going to let a horse bust him?
Who goes up to a horse like, you want to smoke with me? Oh, fuck.
He's like, you're under arrest.